Hello, hello, hello from Luang Prabang in Laos. It is, I'm not too sure if you can hear, I'm wearing this little microphone. Um, I don't even know if this microphone's working, but it's supposed to have a little fuzzy thing on the top, but it keeps falling off. But it's raining in the background, absolutely chucking me down, and I thought, oh, I'll try the microphone just to see if that helps. So I hope the sound quality comes out on this because primarily I want to make this a podcast episode. And I'm not quite sure when it'll come out, but I aim to get it out as soon as possible. But if the video's good, I will put that up too. So yeah, I am in Luang Prabang. It is absolutely chucking me down with rain, but I've been meaning to do this episode for quite a while because today I want to talk about vulnerability, and there's a reason I'm specifically doing it today. Wasn't too sure if it would fall into place today, but the circumstances have presented themselves, so I'm going for it. But today is actually my 52nd birthday, and I thought, well, that's a good day to reflect. And ideally, we would have been hanging out together as a family, so I'll just give you a quick reason why we're not, and I shouldn't be laughing. As you'll know, Ellie is 22 weeks pregnant at the moment, so she's just a little bit limited on some things, and her morning sickness has been extending a bit longer than she'd hoped. It's not every day, but it keeps sort of cropping up, and yesterday it cropped up and went on and on and on to the point that in the end she was like, I don't think this is morning sickness, I think this is food poisoning. The little miss and I were okay, so we're sort of hopeful it's not gone through the family, but she was definitely laid low. She was not a well person and pretty weak, and so she was in bed all day, and has risen today, is a little bit better, but we decided not to extend ourselves too much, so we just had a nice morning together, which we normally do anyway, and out came the birthday card which Ava had made, and they sang me happy birthday, and I was even given a little present. That was very nice. But they said, we sort of agreed, I'll just go off and just sort of have a normal working day, or have a little bit of Colin time. So I've decided to sort of combine the two. So I'm sitting here and I'm reading, it's not switched on, but I've got my iPad. I'm currently offline. I'm recording this in airplane mode. The iPad's in airplane mode, and I've just been finishing off a book I've been reading, which is Rise of the Entrepreneur by Chris Ducker. And I've really enjoyed that. I've been following Chris Ducker for a wee while, and following people like Pat Quinn and Janet Murray, who are sort of all interlinked, and many, many others, which is kind of all interlinked as to why I wanted to talk today about vulnerability, because I'm 52, and on some levels of my life I could go, well, I've been a failure and I haven't fulfilled on all my potential, and I haven't got this and I haven't done that, and then on other aspects of my life I could go, no, I'm extremely fulfilled, I'm happy and contented. So I just wanted to share that, just even that, because it never ends. this feeling of success, happiness, contentment, it changes all the time, but it's not a competition. It is not a competition, and it is not a competition with other people. If there's any competition going on, it should be with yourself. And I'm aware of this, and I wanted to say this out loud, because there are many areas of my life that I can feel sad about, but there are many areas of my life I can feel very happy about and excited about. And age should not matter. So I share this as a 52-year-old because I know people listening to this, most of you will be younger. There'll be a few older, but even if you're feeling younger, you still might be competing against what other people think of you, or what other people expect of you, and you shouldn't have to. It doesn't matter. It's just how you feel and what you want to achieve and how you feel about yourself. Are you a good person? Are you doing good in the world? Are you making a difference to yourself, to your family, to the wider community? And you're not going to necessarily be the most popular person with people you want to be popular with. It doesn't matter. You can't. There's a great quote, and I can't remember who said it, but what other people think of you is none of your business. You can't help what other people think of you. You can only help what you think of yourself. So I decided today I would stay offline while I finished reading Rise of the Newpreneur, because I wanted to have a little bit of Colin time before I started work, but I also wanted to try and reflect on why some things may have not worked, may have worked, may have not worked, because I've been working on myself for 12 plus years. Mainly since a very special relationship came to an end back in 2003, 2004, and I've really struggled with that. And it took me. I'd never done any personal development work up until then, and I thought everything was on a natural, career-wise, going up and up. And I was back in the UK then, nothing bad had really happened in my life, but that one knocked me sideways and knocked me off my perch. I was fiddling and twisted for quite a while for the first time in my life. But it was also a pivot point because it was the start of my personal development journey. I eventually discovered personal development, first through one book, and then slowly but surely just more and more and more. And I haven't stopped being a student of life ever since. I don't want to get into the details of why I went on that journey, but what I was trying to say, I've been working on myself ever since. But the reason I want to be vulnerable about this is because even though I've been working on myself for so long, I am far from the finished product. In fact, I'm making more mistakes than ever. I'm tired, I'm stressed on certain levels, not on every level. I'm very content on other levels. I get so much quality time with my daughter, and I have more quality time with Ellie in a different sort of way. We're strained on other levels, but we're travelling. We are now location independent. We haven't nailed it all, but we've worked out how to do it, and now we just need to get better at it. But we love the travelling lifestyle. This is not for everyone. Packing your bags, having virtually no possessions, it is not for everyone. But we kind of got some systems and rhythms going on, and because we've always been travellers, so always loved travelling, both of us, but never done it as a couple and now as a family, we're liking this, and we can see how this can work for us full time. Now, whether it works full time for us, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 10 years, who knows? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But even with the pending arrival of little Mrs. Sibling, which will be in January of 2019, so that's sort of 4 months away from now, we've decided at the moment our decision is we're going to carry on, and we're really looking forward to that. But at the same time, we're not holding ourselves, I'm certainly not holding Ellie to any commitment she makes right now. I'm fully aware when a baby comes along, she'll be in her home, she'll be, not in our home, but she'll be in her hometown, she'll be with her mum, with her dad, she'll have familiarity around her, and if she chooses to stay, I will totally back her and support her. And the skills we've acquired in the last 18 months make me more comfortable with going back to New Zealand and growing an online location independent business from New Zealand. But that's just a kind of plan B. Ellie's current language is we will carry on. And we may even come back to Southeast Asia. We certainly have only just skimmed the surface of it. We know there are world schooling communities that we can tap into, and it's one of the reasons we're staying in Southeast Asia a bit longer. We are going to a Project World Schooling Summit at the end of October. So lots to look forward to, lots to be excited about. Really looking forward to meeting more of those academies to see what other opportunities that opens up about spending more time with families that have made the same decisions as us. And yeah, we know of some, and we've met some, and now we're looking for more of them and who we can spend more time with. But if plan B is that we stay in Gisborne, New Zealand, that's something to look forward to. New Zealand's a wonderful place. I've got some new skills that I know I can leverage, and I'm excited about that. But in the last 18 months, it's taken me a long while to get to this place of feeling excited and looking forward to it, which is why I want to kind of link with this book. It's not that this book's pivotal or in any one way, although it is going to, I'll lead to it, it's leading me to a course of action I'm actually going to take today, because I've been challenging myself to take this particular course of action, and I've been wanting a little milestone to come up, and I wanted, and with that I've created this sort of bit of self for my time for Colin today. I'm going to combine all of this, take a bit of action, take some action, and look at moving ourselves to the next level. But the vulnerability that's linked to that is this constant learning and development and growing. If you're following a similar stream and you know certain things are not working out for you, or you're frustrated by this, that and the other, I just want to share that my experience has been, well, that actually is normal. And despite anyone who's known me or has known me on my personal development journey will know that I'm not lazy. I continue to work hard, continue to work on myself. But arguably I perhaps wait too long for the results. I invest in delayed gratification for too long, and now it's been to my own detriment, and Ellie and I have lost quite a lot. But when I say we've lost quite a lot, what we've lost is material, and we've lost money, but we've actually gained so much more. We've gained so much more in the way of what's possible, insights. We've gained so much more of special time with each other, and we've gained so much more in even wider possibilities. I was always a big thinker, and I could always see a strong vision for the future. But now we can see even more, because by shedding our materialism, and we weren't materialistic before we left. Well, we've got it down to like virtually nothing, and it's freed us up, and less is more. We carry very little baggage, and I mean physically anyway, and it is making our life very streamlined. So now we can be very careful about what we choose to put in our lives, what we choose not to put in our lives, the people we choose to put in, the people we don't choose to put in, the things we choose to put in, the things we don't choose to put in. So we're feeling very lean, very streamlined. We both now know how to earn location independent income, and as I said earlier, we just need to get better at it. But yeah, so I'm just going to repeat, despite this constant investment in myself, constant investment in personal development, and constant investment in people, I haven't always got the return on investment results I would have liked and hoped for. But am I going to stop? Absolutely not. The point is, I need to look in the mirror and need to reflect on things that have worked, things that haven't worked, and continue to keep going. And that is my segue into why I'm sharing that I'm reading Chris Ducker's book, because Chris has got a mastermind. And since, if you've been following our journey, you'll know that at the beginning of the year, Ellie and I made another big decision when we went over to Bali. We were in Malaysia, and we had this big decision: are we going to go to a mastermind event run by the Unstoppable family back in January in Bali? It was a big commitment for us at the time. We wasn't too sure whether we could or should, but in my heart of hearts, I knew it was really uncomfortable, and we just knew we had to do it. It was like we needed to be part of that Unstoppable family community, however uncomfortable it was. And we have no regrets. It was the best thing we could have done. We were still vulnerable on many levels, but we met so many inspiring people. We became friends with many of the people there. It was a small, intimate group, about 40 people, including the speakers. we're still in touch with nearly everyone that we went to the event, certainly everyone we connected with during the event. And I am so glad we ventured into that mastermind. And so I've known, I've been a coach myself in the past, and I've helped other people get some great results. But again, I haven't kicked on from there, and I was always struggling with who would be my coaches, who would be my mastermind. But now we're in this online marketing world. The online coaches and the online masterminds are a lot more prevalent, and I actually can pick and choose. And I'm probably spoiled for choice, so it's about just finding one that sort of fits the bill. And Chris has got an online one, Chris Bucker's got an online one. I don't know Chris personally, but I've listened to a few of his podcasts, I've listened to his peers' podcasts. And when you listen to podcasts, you do feel a bit more intimately close to those people. And so there's people in his mastermind that I know about and have contributed to and interacted with a little bit. And looking at price points, looking at things that are available inside that mastermind, I'm like, no, that's the one for me at this stage. It's going to take me out my comfort zone. It's going to give me some resources that I need, but it's going to also push me. It's going to continue my personal development journey so that I can get better, so that I can be a better partner, I can be a better dad, I can be a better businessman. And it doesn't matter if not all things deliver. It's just the next stage of the journey that I need to commit to, I need to take action on, and I need to embrace. So when I press the end of this recording, I'm going to finish reading Chris's book, and I'm going to sign up for his monthly mastermind. And I'm excited about this next stage of development, because regardless of previous results, I know I can do better. It doesn't matter what I've achieved or not achieved until this date. I know I've got a lot to give this world. I've given the world a lot. I've taken from the world, but there's plenty more to give. And I want to give. And I want to take. My life's philosophy of give, take, invest, enjoy has been around a while. So, giving, taking, investing, enjoying. That vision and that philosophy of life, for those of you who know me, you can even go to our website and you can find how I've written that philosophy up in full. Give, take, invest, enjoy. They need to just constantly be. For a while we weren't enjoying, so us being away has allowed us to enjoy. So it's just keeping this balance of giving. Giving can take so many different forms, whether it's just listening to someone, giving them your time to listen, or whether it's donating, or whether it's investing in a project full time. Giving the knowledge, giving the skills, can take many forms. And the taking is a constant, like being aware that it's okay to say thank you with no explanation. Pass it, pay it forward, abundant. The world has got everything we need, and sometimes all we have to do is just say thank you, accept the gift, and move on. You may never be able to pass back to the person who gave you, so don't try to. When you follow in the footsteps of others, you can never often give back, because they've moved on, and what you've got to give to them is not what they need. So pass it on, pay it forward. If you haven't seen the film, pay it forward, or read the book, pay it forward. Watch that film, it's fantastic. And get comfortable with the taking can take different forms. And as I say, the investing is just carry on investing, even if you don't seem to be getting the results. I'm a big one on when it comes to like reading and podcasts. Some people say, oh, I know all that. Well, if you adopt that mentality, you might just miss that one little sentence, that one little piece of advice, or that one little turning point that prompts you to take action in that particular space. So in Chris's book, there is so much I kind of know I need to do, or I even know how to do, but for one reason or another, whether I don't have the right systems, or I don't have a VA, or I don't have this, that, or the other, it doesn't really matter. I know I need to be surrounded by some high achieving online marketers if I want to be a high achieving online marketer myself. I know a lot of the how, but I need help in getting there. And that could just be literally having a better team behind me who can execute some of the systems. I know how to write the systems, produce the systems, but if I'm executing them, then I'm eating into the time that I could be doing the things that I need to be doing that no one else can do, which includes, doing these live videos, so recording the podcast and sharing, the skills and knowledge that I have that, people want to hear, and not worried about the things they don't want to hear, because they'll tell me what they don't want to hear and I can get on and do something else. So that's the investment, and by doing that I free myself up to enjoy it, and in my case enjoying is more time with Ellie, more time with Ayla, and more time with the little one when it comes along, and more time doing this, because I really love doing this, interacting, seeing if I can be of help, because it fits in with everything else I do. So I can see that I've been speaking for about 20 odd minutes. I hope you've got some value out of the fact that I've shared my vulnerabilities, that it doesn't matter how old you are, where you're at, what you've achieved, what you haven't achieved. It's how you feel about yourself, how excited you are about the future. Respect the past, be present for today, that's fundamental. But make sure you've got something to continue to be excited for. Try not to delay gratification too long. I am a big one for delayed gratification. I'm always investing in the future, but not at the expense of you cut off all of now. So we're very much living more in the present, enjoying more of the day today. But of course, in my current situation, and you'll have your own situation, your own family circumstances, business circumstances, you do need to be preparing for the future and having some long-term strategy. So that's the balance I'm trying to find. Am I staying present enough, but am I investing in the right things that are going to carry my family, are going to carry me and carry the family through for my remaining years, and the energy that I have to live the rest of my life. So yeah, that was the purpose of today's sharing, and if the video's good, I'll get it on YouTube. I'm definitely hoping the sound is going to make it a worthwhile podcast. So however you're consuming this, look forward to your feedback. Leave a comment, send an email, connect with me on Messenger, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the podcast. That gives me the energy to keep finding other things that are important to you guys and reflect on them and see if I can make them, of value to you. So yeah, from a very rainy Luang Prabang in Laos on my 52nd birthday, cheers to me, here's to exciting things to come, and I look forward to seeing you next time around. Over and out. Bye bye for now.